Last week I was scrolling through the Discord and came across this image. Obviously my reaction to this was like any PvZ fan.
Oh my god, Garden Warfare 3 is real!
Lol, a joke.
But in all seriousness, it was a really interesting screenshot that of course piqued my interest. Now, this image was posted by Yahir, a name you may be very familiar with. Yahir, or Yahir SSJB2 to be precise, is the developer of some of the most popular Plants vs Zombies games on Roblox, including Plants vs Zombies Defenders, but more notably Plants vs Zombies Garden Problem, which has an eye-watering 29.7 million visits. For any of you who are unfamiliar with this game, you can check out one of my recent videos that features gameplay from it, but essentially it's a fan-made PvZ shooter. Now, if you hadn't already guessed where I'm going with this, the screenshots that were sent from Yahir in the Redhead Discord server are part of a new project in development, and that project is Plants vs Zombies Garden Problem 2, a sequel to the original. From what I could find, the project began just over 6 months ago, and whilst, as you can imagine, creating a shooter game takes a huge amount of time and effort, it's now at a stage that Yahir was happy for me to do a showcase. Now, not only did Yahir share some screenshots, but you can actually play Garden Problem 2 right now. In the description there is a link to the PvZ GP2 test on Roblox, which you can load up and jump straight into. Obviously it's still in very early development, so just keep that in mind. It's already had 26,000 visits, and it means you can get a hands-on experience with this upcoming game. And from my personal experience, it looks like GP2 is going to be something very special indeed. When you jump into the game, you'll be greeted with a very familiar sight, the changing booth. And as you can see, there's a lot of similarities with Garden Warfare 2. At the moment, there are 8 characters in total: Pea Shooter, Sunflower, Chomper, Cactus, Foot Soldier, Scientist, All-Star, and Engineer. I would say the zombies look better than the plants currently. The plants feel a little flat, but like I say, this is still very early development. I do enjoy that all the abilities have custom thumbnails, we have an XP bar, and the character icons are animated. What's also exciting is if you go into customization, you have the ability to add cosmetics just like in Garden Warfare 2, and you can even change your abilities. There's nothing in here yet, but it's still awesome. It's likely going to be a feature. Once you've chosen your side and character, you'll immediately get sent into a round of Team Vanquish. I believe there is only 2 maps. There's this Z-Tech aquarium or underwater base of some kind, and also a Neighborville looking rooftop. On the actual gameplay front, I have to say it's very impressive. All the characters have been recreated pretty spot on. Yes, they are a bit rough around the edges, sound effects cut out or don't exist, things can get lost in walls, etc. But for the most part, it works and is playable. The performance seemed pretty smooth, but I do have a fairly high spec computer, so I'm not sure if this is the case on lower end systems. Players could join and you could battle as intended. When you died, the score increased, the game mode works, you can revive players and all that type of stuff too. Something new that I hadn't seen in the original Garden Problem was AI bots. These appeared occasionally, and whilst they're not the smartest yet, it's nice to see that battling bots is potentially going to be a feature. While there are a lot of similarities here with Garden Warfare 2, there's also a number of mechanics and character quirks from BFN. I've said this endless times before, but while Battle for Neighborville has a lot of flaws, the one aspect I preferred compared to Garden Warfare 2 is the combat. Combat in BFN to me feels smoother, more modern and satisfying. Essentially how this game works is like taking the best bits from both games and bringing them together. Probably one of the most notable things is sprinting. In this game you do have the ability to sprint, and like in BFN, the characters have sprinting animations to match, so Engineer jumps on his jackhammer for example. Other things like Cactus having a secondary firing type like Bandit Cactus when not aiming down sights, and Chomper having Grody Goop as an ability are included. While the combat itself is still early, I found it very enjoyable to play, and the fact some other people joined was awesome. It really gave me a proper taste of how the combat works. There are also some other sophisticated systems in the game. This includes things like the death cam animations, the Vanquish feed in the top right, and when a match ends the camera will zoom out just like in the official games. What I was really impressed with though is the boasts and stats at the end of the match. You get the podium and everything, you can view the leaderboard, and while nothing is in there yet, a sticker pack section is also visible. Overall, the gameplay test for Garden Problem 2 is looking fantastic. If this is something that interests you, like I say, you can play it right now. I highly recommend you do check it out, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date with any further developments. Link is in the description. Anyway guys, that's about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. But other than that, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons, turn on notifications, and if you would like to support the channel further, check out my Patreon page by clicking on screen or through the link in the description. Okay, thanks guys. Bye. Bye.